Hello and welcome to Finextra. I'm Emily Haller and I'm here with Thomalla from ACI Worldwide, and we're talking about transforming payment systems for the digital age. Thank you very much for joining me, Paul.
Thank you.
So how have payments evolved so far?
Payments have been evolving for literally thousands and thousands of years, whether it was bartering or it was writing checks, and checks started in the 1600s, or whether it was cards or it was backs, and backs was started in 1968. And at every stage, at every change, there were people championing these changes and how wonderful it was going to be and how wonderful it was. The kind of problem is we never got rid of the old things, so we just added more and more and more ways of doing something that ultimately is extraordinarily simple. You know, I want to exchange value for this, and I'm going to give you monies like this. The actual mechanism of how most people aren't interested in the actual underlying plumbing and the schemes of how it all works. Of course, we in the industry do. But we're at the stage now where having all of those schemes in place and all those processes that go on top of them and the business processes that go on top of them becomes so difficult and so complex that new entrants can't join, because to be able to do so, they have to do 7 different schemes, and the cost of building a system to manage that scheme is actually not that worthwhile, and it becomes a major barrier to entry. Also, for the people that are already in the industry, maintaining and supporting these things becomes extraordinarily complex. And some people will have 40, 50, 60, even 100 of these systems, and managing that and keep them in check and going digital, that's a big step. So, change is a good thing. We need to start to work out how we can focus in on the future rather than managing our history. And from that point of view, that's the stage we're at right now.
What does the Payment Strategy Forum plan to consolidate 3 major payment schemes mean for the industry players?
Well, I think it means different things to different players. If you're a new entrant, all of a sudden it says, actually, it's a lot easier for me to join and be part of the infrastructure within the UK. And it means that you can look exactly the same in many ways as the big industry players, but without as much work and as much cost and as much maintenance to just be, frankly, part of the system. For the existing players, it means less expenditure on maintaining and making do and mend the historical systems. And that is a huge benefit, because it just takes huge amounts of money to maintain these old historical systems. And don't forget, some people will have 40, 60, maybe even 100 of these payment systems to keep all in sync. So both sides of the spectrum, easier to join, easier to maintain. And for the existing players, it'll be a lot cheaper and a lot safer, because there are less moving parts within the system.
And what should financial institutions be doing to accommodate the evolution of schemes going forwards?
Well, I think the thing that everybody needs to focus in on is less of the introspective piece. So yes, over time we're going to move to less pipes. It'll be an awful lot simpler. But we need to put the end user right at the very heart of what we're trying to do. And from their point of view, by and large, they don't wake up in the morning and say, oh, I want to make a payment. They want to do something. Well, we need to make it easier for them to do that something, rather than say, oh, which way would you like to do it? Because that doesn't add any value to them. Yes, they want pieces to go on top. And yes, they want to have safety, whether it's a large value or they don't care because it's coffee. All those things are true. But realistically, it is about managing the end customer, not internal stakeholders. And that's where we've been. What we have to say, though, is, it isn't going to stop now. Change is the overall constant in the payments industry, and it will go on and it will go on. And that's a good thing, because the end users are going to drive us to do so.
Paul, thank you very much.
Thank you.
And thank you for watching.